Justify Christianity. How's it going, man?
How
What
you
are you
doing,
going to
bro?
talk about?
Yeah, so I just wanted to just ask a question. Oh, we'll get into it, but I just want to ask a question, right? Do you believe that male privilege exists?
Yes.
Either you or Bumblebee. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Do you believe that white male privilege exists?
Yes.
Okay.
Were you up here
So
yesterday?
Yeah, he was.
no, what?
Yes, you
I've never been on
were.
this live in my life.
Oh, yes, you were, brother.
What?
Oh,
My
it's
name is.
you. It's
Wait,
you. You're the
wait.
one who thinks that like white men are gonna like die off, and that's a bad thing, like the
No,
white
I'm a black
supremacists.
guy. See what? I would never think that. I don't
Oh,
think that.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
what?
You have the same. You have the same username as like the
Oh
last
no,
guy
I
says up here
just had to.
because you
I'm
asked the
using
same
my
question
other
that they
account
did. Sure.
because I, for some reason, can't like join lives on my
You're good.
STM
So yeah,
website.
sorry everything. You guys also sound the same. But take it away. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, no. I first of all, I just want to say I do not believe that white men are dying. Oh, I'm a black man and I'm pro-black. But anyway, so I just wanted to say though, right? So yeah, we believe that white male privilege exists and male
Yeah.
privilege exists.
Sure.
So would you believe that is a man who transitions to a woman, or I'm sorry, a woman that a man that transitions to a woman, right, is a woman, right?
Trans women are women. Yes.
Okay. So how can it be that an oppressed class can transition, an oppressor class can transition into an oppressed class?
Because they're part of the LGBTQIA, which has
Yes.
historically
I don't
been oppressed even further than women.
Yeah, I don't understand the I don't understand the question. The LGBT community is like oppressed.
Okay. So let me explain it better. Okay. When you say oppressed, right?
Uh-huh. You
Oppression.
guys demonize like trans people.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, right?
Right.
So if somebody were, I'm a black man, okay? If somebody who hated black people came to my house and said, I'm going to unalive all the black people here, is there a way that I could convince him that I'm not black?
No. If
No.
you phenotypically show that it present as black, no.
Okay.
Also,
All right.
we gotta acknowledge that like race was created by white people. Race is
No, I
like,
know,
a
but
social
so this
construct
is the argument I'm
created by white
making.
people.
I know this, yes, of course.
Classism was also created by white people as well.
Yes,
Yeah, but go
so
ahead,
the
take
reason
it.
why I'm even saying this is because if somebody were to come into my house and said, I'm going to kill unalive all the gay people in here, is there a way that I could prove to him that I'm not gay?
Not really. Not whenever they're in that hateful, spiteful rage.
No,
if they
no,
have any form of
please be
no.
genuine.
Hold on. No,
Please
no,
be
no.
genuine.
I
Is there a way
am.
to prove that you're not? I don't. What is the
Like, what?
reason
Are you
why
going
I'm
to have,
saying
like,
this-
what?
the
Are you going
reason
to go
why
lay
I'm
on the
saying
floor
this-
and have sex with a woman right then and there? No, they don't care. If they're showing up at your house, they already have the provocation to be like, I suspect that
So
you're
I'm
already
saying this
gay.
is hypothetical.
Can I ask a clarifying? Like, what is the point of this? I'm confused.
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. The reason why I'm saying this is because when you say, okay, that a white man who objectively is at the top of the food chain, okay, who is non-oppressed, can say that now I am an oppressed class, I am a woman, I am an oppressed class, and saying
Trans
that
people are
his
oppressed,
oppression.
yes.
Hey,
Yes.
user, have you ever heard of the? Have you ever heard of? I want to hit you with this real quick.
Can I please let this finish?
I want to hit you with this real quick. Have you ever heard? This is a term that I have heard multiple times, and I am a white woman. Okay, I am already disenfranchised as a woman. I am even more disenfranchised as a disabled woman. There is a ongoing joke, and I hear it all the time, is that the best way for a white person in this country to become part of a minority is to either become part of the LGBTQIA or to become disabled.
Yeah.
So when you're arguing with like the trans people thing, you automatically become a part of the minority when you step outside of those social bounds, because it is a patriarchy, a very hateful patriarchy.
Yes.
Cisgender men.
So
So
can
we're
I
talking about
say-
cisgender.
You say that we have a hateful patriarchy. What is the prerequisites, right, of making a person a part of a hateful patriarchy? Like, what makes them the patriarch? What is making them a patriarch, a white patriarch? Because that's what we're talking about, as white men.
Oppression of women, oppression of other social classes, minorities, oppression of anybody that is not like them and cannot be like them.
Yeah.
So are you saying that this person is white or just anybody that does this?
Anybody.
Okay. So you're saying
That's why black women are the most disenfranchised in this country. Because number one, they are a woman, and number two, they are black.
Okay. I
It is a patriarchy. It is a racism problem. It is a homophobia, transphobia.
I don't understand his art. I need him. Like, I need you to like.
I can't even allow you to understand it because every time I'm about to finish,
Sure,
I get
finish
cut
your
off.
point. Finish your point. We want to interrupt. Just continue with what you're saying. I'm not sure if you're like trying to like be transphobic or what you're trying to do, but just finish your point. We want to interrupt you because I'm confused on where this is going.
Yes. So all I'm saying is that it is completely disingenuous to women to say that the man, a white man, can decide that he is now a part of an oppressive class, something that he can, if it comes down to, because you gotta think about it, right? As a black man, survival comes first. Any person who's truly oppressed, survival comes first. Because it is a privilege to be talking about, oh, I want to thrive and all that stuff. That is a certain privilege. Even though we all deserve it, that's a privilege. Because some people, they just want to just survive, right?
Well, what's your point here with like bringing up trans people?
So the point I'm making is that if it's a privilege to thrive and it's our reality to just survive, if there is something that I can't change about myself, that I would, if it would make me survive, because I know and deep down, there's a lot of black people, okay, who, if they could just change one day and not have to deal with oppression, they would. But the thing is, as a white man, you have the ability to hide those qualities about you, and therefore
I understand what you're saying.
Hold
on. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Hold on. Let me address what you're saying. Let me address what you're saying real quick.
Disgusting thing.
You're being transphobic right now. You're saying like you hate all trans people, blah blah blah. Yeah, all this transphobic like rhetoric. Sure. Let me just address what you're saying. You're saying it's disingenuous for like you're saying it's disingenuous for like men to quote unquote become part of the LGBTQ community and be like trans women. Well, under my supposition or under my definition of woman is going to be like trans women are women, right? So A and B, trans people are oppressed, right? And then you could literally say that for like any other group of individuals. So I don't understand your argument that you're making here. You're just saying trans people because trans women, because like white trans women exist. They're like, how is that disingenuous? What? White trans women are oppressed because they are trans. They're oppressed.
If they are really in fear of their life, because let me tell you something, okay?
They are. There was just an LGBTQIA person on a live yesterday.
Oh! You're saying they're in fear for their lives. Why don't they just like detransition? Is that the argument you're trying to make?
No, I'm simply saying.
What the fuck are you saying?
I have to be something that I can't change, that I can't put chemicals in my body to change, and that could be the cause of my unaliving.
You don't need to put chemicals in your bodies to be like trans. You don't need to put chemicals in your bodies to like be trans.
I understand that, but
they have social transitioning.
Okay, that literally proves my point more.
But the thing, no.
I can't social transition away from being black.
Here's the thing: when you choose to become part of the LGBTQIA, specifically the trans, individuals, you become ostracized from the individuals that you know. I myself have been ostracized by my family because I'm not trans, but I do choose to be a lesbian in my family. Yes. I don't necessarily hate men, but I choose not to be with men. But my mother is a Christian fundamentalist, and she does not like that I no longer fit into her worldview and her cookie cutter mold of what a woman should be.
Yes.
Women should be straight. Men should be straight. That is how our society points it at. That is the patriarchy of our society.
But listen to what you said. You choose. You cannot choose to be a part of an oppressed class, or else you're not oppressed. Because the part of the whole definition of oppression is something that you cannot
people can't choose. Hold on, people can't choose to like. People can't choose to be gay, or people can't choose to like. It's not a choice, man.
Yeah, it's not a choice.
So you're saying that there is not a single person who's just chosen to be gay or chosen to be trans?
No, you cannot choose to be gay. Can you choose to be gay?
I don't find Jeremiah attractive at all. I don't find men attractive.
User, can you choose to be gay? Yes or no?
You can choose to hide it for your own survival.
Can you choose to be gay?
No, but you can choose to hide it for your own survival.
So you can't choose to be gay. There you go. You cannot choose. Yes, you can choose. You can choose to be closeted. Absolutely, there's a choice that you can make. Yes, but that is because. Hold on. That is because people are hated on for being gay. Can you? Obviously, there's gonna be physical appearances when it comes to race, and then when it comes to sexuality.
Yes.
Right? Yes, that is a difference. You can be closeted, yes, right? You obviously should tell people that you're straight, but in reality you're closeted. That is a reality, but that doesn't mean that they're not oppressed. It's insane to say.
Do you understand that most of these Republicans that are destroying this world and this country are closeted gay white men?
Yes.
Right?
Okay. So, yeah. What does that have anything to do?
Saying that those people are an oppressed class?
They hate themselves.
Yes, that is true. But the reason why people are closeted, the reason why whenever they're closeted, they hate like trans people or like gay people, it's because of the way that they like were raised, right? That they were supposed to not like people that were of the same gender, right? That's how they were raised.
So can I ask you?
Sure.
How can you explain to a black person who lives in the south side of Chicago, okay, whose family's on Section 8, who might not live to see 20 years old, how can you explain to him that a rich white person, okay, who decides, or not decides, who was just always a rich white man, who was always a woman his whole life, how do you explain to him that you're oppressed, but they're also oppressed? Can you please tell me how you can explain that?
Because it is the case that both can be true at the same time. Black people can be oppressed as well as trans people.
Because let's remember this.
At the same time.
Let's remember this. The Republican white males, Republicans in general, let's just use this. Republicans in general like cookie cutter molds of everybody. All of their wives look exactly the same. All the men look exactly the same. They want people to look the same as them. They don't want people to be different. That's why they count on us as being called blue-haired liberals, because we want to be different from all the other people. We make an active choice to be different.
The answer to your question is two can be true at the same time. Both black people and trans people can be oppressed at the same time.
But so that's the thing this is what I'm saying. This two things can be the same at the same time. All that does is it waters down the people who are really oppressed. You know why I'm saying that? Because
that's like saying you can't. That's like saying you can't say women. Hold on. That's like saying you can't say women and black people are oppressed because then it waters down one or the other.
If you say white woman, yes, because what oppression? The white woman is only oppressed by the white man. Only the woman of color is oppressed by every single man, and in their race.
We're also systematically oppressed too.
Women are oppressed.
White women?
Yes.
Okay, so what are the statistics of a white woman getting a job versus a black man?
Just take a look at the gender pay gap, gender wage gap, and the pink tax for feminine
and
products.
Guess what?
Typically masculine products are going to be more cheaper than feminine products.
The gender pay gap only.
Gender wage gap, yeah.
Yes, the gender wage gap. Let's look at that same statistic, right? And let's see for black men. And that same thing.
I'm not denying that black men are. I'm not denying that they're oppressed.
Nobody's denying that black men and women are oppressed. No one is denying that.
All I'm saying, hold on. All I'm saying is that there are groups of people that are oppressed within society because guess what? The system was built for white, cisgender, straight men who own land.
And women.
No.
The system.
Women didn't get the right to own bank accounts until the 1970s.
When did women get the right to vote? When did women get the right to vote?
1920s.
When did women? Well, I was asking you. When did women get the right to own land? When was the Constitution? When was the Constitution made? 1776. Okay. In mid 1900s, also with the civil rights movement as well. That's when minorities started to were able to vote on land, whatever. But the system itself, the Constitution, was made for white, straight, cisgender men who own land. Anyone else was oppressed.
So can I ask you this, right? Okay. If we live in a kingdom, okay, I'm giving an analogy. If we live in a kingdom and you have the king and the king's courts, and then you have peasants. The peasants are poor, they get nothing, they're not fed, they're dying on the street. But in the king's courts, the king is nasty to people in his courts who bellies are still fat. But even though their bellies are still fat, and even though they don't live like the peasants on the bottom, okay, they still have to deal with outbursts from the king. They still have to deal with insecurity of what's going to happen because the king is disrespectful. The king can be nasty. Those people are oppressed by the king. But are you going to tell me that those people, their oppression and the oppression of the peasants deserve to be in the same conversation?
Oppression is oppression.
Yes, you're making.
But there are tiers to it. Like I said, classism. Classism is a form of oppression.
Yeah, but what I think the what he wants to be analogous is going to be that like, you're just trying to say that like trans people aren't as oppressed or like white trans women aren't as oppressed as like black people. Is that the argument?
Yes.
Okay, what's
And
the argument
because
for
of
that
that,
though?
and the reason why I'm even making that argument is because the black people are being put in danger. In
Okay, so are
mortal-
trans
So
people.
are trans
Listen,
people.
So are
listen,
trans people.
listen.
Trans
They
people
are
There was
being
like
literally a
unalive
trans
trans
woman.
people.
Black
Hold on. There was
people
a
are being
trans
put in-
woman
let
that
me
was
finish.
murdered yesterday. There was a trans woman that was murdered yesterday by a cis straight man.
So look, listen. Can I tell you? Yesterday there was also a black woman that was murdered by a white man. Why didn't you say that? You didn't even know, right?
Because you're the one saying that black people. You're the one saying that black people are being harmed, but so are trans
You're
people.
focusing
So are
on
women.
one
Yes,
section.
everyone is being harmed. Okay, everyone's oppressed is being harmed by not only the system, but the people who built the system, i.e., white, straight, cisgender men.
So all I'm saying is this, right? When you say
think this is
that
a bad
these things can
argument.
exist at the same
Bad
time,
faith.
you are saying that the other one means they're both equal. If a person in Palestine dies, you're saying that person, okay, that death means less than a death.
No,
here.
we're
Because
saying
they're
that
both
death
oppressed.
is
They're both
bad.
oppressed.
They are all equal.
They are
They are
not
all equal.
You can only say they're equal because you have less to lose.
No, they are all fucking equal.
No,
Bad
they're
is
not.
bad. Wrong is wrong. Oppression bad. From all sides.
No, it's
Oppression
not.
means people get hurt.
Okay, so
Oppression means people lose rights.
Okay, let me give you an example. In Cuba, right? In Cuba.
That's the last example I'm gonna let you give, but go ahead.
Yes, listen. In Cuba, right? When the communist government took over, the people who were the top people, right, who were enslavers, and the people who were corrupt and were killing people, unaliving people, they got oppressed by the communists. They became the oppressed class. So you're saying that those people, right?
What?
They're because oppression is oppression. They're just victims too. Because once you
Do you
deal
know
with
anything
that,
like about like Cuba
Dude,
isn't even
your
communist.
whole argument is bad faith.
First off, Cuba isn't even an argument, and the comments are right. You're focusing on like one group of people. That's like a bad
I
mentality.
should
One
focus on
secular
the
group
most
of
oppressed
people
this
in an
country.
ocean of people.
Yes, I am focused on the people right now. Okay, that racism was created for. Racism was created against black people.
You are
So was
helping the
sexism.
oppressor.
So was sexism. Sexism was created against women. So was transphobia, buddy. Again, you're
So
only
is
focusing on one
homophobia.
group of people. Transphobia,
Xenophobia.
homophobia, any of the phobias, any of the isms, ableism, any of those were created against these group of individuals.
Okay.
Because guess what?
And
They're
who
not
are they
fucking
created?
women.
Who are they created by? White, straight,
was there
cisgender men.
transgender chattel slavery, transgender lynchings?
Jesus
Was there that?
Christ, man.
I'm not
Jesus
denying that. I'm not
Christ.
denying that
exactly.
like black people were enslaved. I'm not
Your
denying that.
whole
There are different
argument
forms.
is
There are
so
different.
disingenuous.
There are different forms of oppression, and you're just looking at one. You're looking at via one group. I'm not saying you shouldn't. We should care about black
Okay,
people being
hold on.
oppressed. Black people are definitely oppressed, but you should also care about trans people being oppressed. You should care about women being oppressed, because if someone's oppressed, that means we're all oppressed.
I
Okay,
quickly want to
if
point
one
out
group of
something.
people lose rights, that means we all do. That's how it works, buddy.
It's the thing.
I actually wanna point something out. User,
I
who
don't
started-
have the privilege. I
Hold
don't
on.
have the privilege to put on a dress and say that I was a woman and be oppressed because I
User,
will be
who
oppressed and I don't
started-
want to be
who-
oppressed.
Who
They can
finished
choose
the
to be oppressed.
LGBTQIA movement so that way we could get rights to marry each other? Who was it? Was it white people or was it black women?
Say that again.
Who gave the LGBTQIA to marry whoever they want to? Was it white people or was it black women?
It was Harvey Milk.
No, it was white. No, it was black women, black trans women. They helped the
where's your point?
LGBTQIA more than any other group in the LGBTQIA. Black trans women helped us get our rights
So what is
to
your
marry
point?
whoever we want to.
hold on,
They have been marching longer.
White women are one of the most racist
No,
groups
what you
in the
just
US.
said,
What's your point?
what you just said is like you can't like gonna go put on a dress and like we go. First off, that's not how it works. Second off, that just proves that yes, both black people and trans people are oppressed, and both are bad. Okay, I'm not saying we have to fight for equality for everyone. Okay, equality across the board. That's how it works.
But
I don't know what you don't understand about that. I don't know why you would be against that.
It's because I'm about real change. And when you say equality across the board,
you're standing for the oppressor.
Listen, when you say equality across the board, you're essentially saying is I want a utopia and everybody needs to be equal. And you know what happens? Nothing changes.
But you are standing for the oppressor.
You don't allow it to change. You have this mentality. You have this mentality where you don't want equality for all. Right? I'm not saying. I'm not. Look. I'm not saying you're in the wrong.
There's already equality for white people.
No, there's not.
Yes.
No, there's not.
Hold on. The system was built for white
man will have more access to disability payments than I, as a white, non-straight, disabled woman. A man will always get disability before I do. There is not equality.
White women and white men. White men have more opportunities than white women. I'm going to end the conversation here.
Then why can't you just transition to a man then? If that makes you a real man.
Because I'm not trans.
Exactly. You have the privilege to decide not to do that. If it was really about survival,
no, I'm just not trans.
It's that simple.
I don't make the choice to be trans. I'm lesbian, though.
Anybody who's really oppressed would do anything to get out of that.
I'm a lesbian, though, but I am not trans because I'm not a trans.
First off,
you have the privilege to say
mentality.
Hold on. Are trans people oppressed? Yes or no?
No. Trans white people are not oppressed. The end. Trans people of color are oppressed.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to hop off, y'all.